Hi everybody, today's video was going to be a brush video. I figured I'd just share with you some of my favorite brushes. Most of them are very affordable brushes. I only have a couple that are a little more expensive. I found this little caddy for the brushes at Winners, and which is like Marshall. So I thought I'd break them down into just brands of brushes. It might be quicker and easier. These are obviously Real Techniques. They're great quality brushes for the price. I think the only drawback I find with the Real Techniques is a lot of them come in a little set of 3 or 4, and that's great if you're starting off buying brushes, and the price is really good. Maybe for $20 you get 4 brushes, depending if they're eye brushes or face brushes. But if you want to repurchase, if you'd love to have a second brush from, that's in a set, let's say I'd love to have a second brush of this, you got to buy the whole set again. So that's one I see as a drawback. But anyways, this is a fantastic brush for your foundation, the buffing brush. It's so soft, it washes up well. I mean, I use it all the time. Another one, this one was an actual individual one. This is the stippling brush, and I applied my foundation with that today, and I wasn't using it for the longest time, and I forgot about it, and anyways, I started using it again, and I realized I still love it. This was an individual sale one, so that was nice. If you wanted to buy another one, you could. This came in a set. This is a foundation brush. I tend to use it more for concealing on the cheeks, especially if you don't, it's almost like you can pat it on and it doesn't disturb your foundation, it doesn't move things around, and it's a really good brush. That came in a set. I think this too, originally they called this a foundation brush. It's way too small for foundation in my opinion, but it's great for under the eye concealer. I use it all the time. This one I actually found at Winners, and it was by itself. It was recently, what is this, a setting brush? And yeah, setting brush. And this is great for setting your under eye concealer, with some powder. It's good. It also has a nice shape if you want to do some highlight. So that's a great brush to have. The blush brush, I use that all the time. And this is the contour brush. I've used it for contour. It's good for cream blush. I find it works well for cream blush, and I've also used it to apply concealer under my eyes and just really get it, like, I don't know, it seems to make it finish really, really softly. I've enjoyed that. And then this is the big powder brush, so that's nice for either loose powder or just using the Rimmel Stay Matte powder. It applies that really nice. Next up would be E.l.f brushes. These are great little brushes. They're inexpensive. The quality is excellent. I can see why everybody raves about these on YouTube. I got the little stippling brush, which is excellent, the concealer brush, and this is the mineral powder brush, but I find it's perfect size for blush. It works really, really well. This is the powder brush, and what's a little different is that it's a flat top, which you don't see that often on powder brushes, but this is really nice. And this is the angled blush brush, which is also nice, and it works well for bronzer. It's chiseled enough that you can do a little contouring with it. These are very impressive brushes, especially for the $4 price tag that they have on them. I love them. Next up would be EcoTool brushes. I've had these for a long time. They're probably the brushes that I started off buying. This is like a dual fiber, kind of kabuki-ish style brush, and it's just nice for either doing a little light dusting of powder or knocking off excess powder. It's not necessarily a must-have brush, but I bought it a long time ago and I still use it. I have a baby little kabuki brush. This I use all the time. It's perfect for travel. It doesn't take up much room in your bag, and it applies. I've used it to apply bronzer and blush. Another one that I've loved, and I'll never get rid of this brush. It's got like a slightly tapered top on it. It's very fluffy and soft, and again, these are all like short handles, so they fit in your travel stuff really well, and powder, bronzer. I've used it, you know, used everything with that brush. Kind of any brush is multitask if you want it to be. These little brushes, they came in a set. It was in a tiny little travel case made of fabric with a small mirror in it. I don't have the case anymore, but I kept the brushes obviously, and they're all really good. I've used this to do my concealer, and it has an angle so you can really clean up under the eye when you're doing that last little touching up of concealer when you're finished your makeup. This is a perfect brush for lining under your eyes. It's great. Smudging out. These are a great little set. And even this brush, this is my usual go-to brush for setting my under eye concealer. Most days I reach for this. It fits in really nice and it's super easy to use. These were very inexpensive and I've had them for years and they're still in excellent shape. I also have a liner brush. I don't use this that often. I don't know if it's just a little thick. It's not bad. I kind of go on and off, but it's not one that I reach for all the time. Then some random brushes. These were some brushes that I picked up at Walmart quite a long time ago. It's a little bit of a domed brush. It's not bad. I don't reach for it that often, but it's still I still use it. These were a couple of brushes I got at Target for, I think they were 97 cents. They've worked amazing. These are natural, or they feel like natural hair to me, and they pack on eyeshadow and they blend in the crease really well, and for under $1 you can't go wrong, and they don't shed. This too is, I don't remember, these were Spa Essentials or something, because some of the writing is worn off. This is great for packing on, you know, just a light dusting of a very neutral eyeshadow or doing up on the brow bone. That works really well. This says it's a cream shadow brush, but I don't like the way it applies cream shadow personally. But it's good for concealer, so it's kind of the same idea because it's got cream, especially detailing, concealing. And this is actually one of my favorite eyeliner brush. It's a Sephora lip brush, which I've never used for lips, so don't get all freaked out. But it's just flat and it does a great job lining your eyes with gel eyeliner, so I love that. A few other random brushes. Angled blush brush, and this is Angled Blush Brush by Ion Beauty. They're really nice, like nice quality dual fiber, very soft. What else? I think I have something else from them. Oh, here it is. It's a travel. This is great for applying bronzer, just warming up the complexion. I use it more in the summer with one of my M.a.c bronzers that doesn't come off like really strong, and it's good for working, you know, and just to warm up the skin. It's really good for that, and plus it stays clean in your bag when you travel. Next up was just the eye brushes from Real Techniques. They're all great brushes. I really like this for concealer. I think it might say it's a crease brush. Some of the writing is worn off because I've had them for quite some time. This is one of my favorite brushes for applying eyeshadow. And I actually bought, because they come in a little kit of 4 brushes, I think it is. I actually bought another kit just to get this brush, which I find is a downfall, that you can't just go and pick out the brushes individually. I'll just show it to you though. It's in here somewhere. There it is. The only thing, this brush started to fall apart. I never had a problem with any other brushes, but this one, as you can see, a lot of the fibers have come out. It started not that long after I had it, so that was the one downfall, and that was the reason that I repurchased the kit. But what can you do? So this is, I wish they sold this individually. The little smudgy brush, that's great to have. The eyeliner. This one I don't reach for that much. This was an individually sold brush, and I think the writing is worn off. Yeah, I don't see it anymore. I don't reach for this brush that often. This one's a little bit more tapered than this one. I don't know if one says it's a crease brush, and you just use them for what you like to use them for. So these are really, they're just good for, great for concealer. It does fit in the crease pretty nice, especially the one that's a little bit more tapered. And they're a perfect kit for somebody who's just starting out with makeup. Two new brushes that I picked up from Walmart is a brand that I'd never seen before. It's called Still Spa Essentials, and they're very affordable. They're really nice. They're the dual fiber brushes. They're synthetic, obviously. This is the last one that I picked up. It's like a more of a flat shader brush, quite stiff. And then this would be like good in the crease. It also does a nice job on sort of detailing with concealer. And another thing that's kind of interesting is, I don't know if you can see, is that it has a flat edge. So it sits in your hand quite well. Different feel than a brush that is round all the way around. And another thing, these are $2 and change. So again, you can't really go wrong. I think if you're starting off with makeup and you're looking for brushes, there's no need to go out and spend a whole ton of money on brushes. Just start with some really great brushes from E.l.f. or like this brand, the Still Spa Essentials, or Real Techniques. You really, have almost everything that you could possibly need or want, or eco tools for a very small amount of money. And if you take care of them, they'll last you for years. Last but not least are my M.a.c brushes. I have a few M.a.c brushes, and I sort of feel like I picked what I thought was my essential M.a.c brushes. This is the 266, the eyebrow brush. Now, I've used it for eyeliner too. I mean, like I said, brushes are to be used for whatever you want to use them for. This is the 219. This is the first M.a.c brush that I got. My mother bought me this as a gift. Thank you, Mama. And I still love it. This is the 109, and I wouldn't give this brush up. I've heard a lot of people say that their brush is shed. I have not had any shedding problems with this. It's just it looks quite similar now. Size-wise, it's not that different, but the fibers, the feel. This is a natural hair bristle, and this is synthetic, and they're both great. Don't get me wrong. But I definitely would not want to give up this. I love this brush. That's one of my favorite M.a.c brushes, and for face. And this, the 217, nothing blends quite like natural hair, in my opinion. So it's nice to have at least one brush like this. So that's the 217, and my usual favorite blending brush is the 224. And that too, I have not had any problems with shedding. So I guess I've been lucky with my M.a.c brushes. I haven't had that problem. So anyways, that wraps up my little brush collection. Brushes just make applying your makeup easier and more fun. And once you start buying brushes, it's almost like your eye is always out for that next brush that you think might work that little bit better, or just, be enjoyable to use. So anyways, thanks for watching, and have a nice day. Bye.